Hello, everyone. Today I'm joined by Tim Fazio from TPD, and he's going to go over some of the products and what makes it unique. And we're really going to focus on some opportunities you folks have out there in the field today. Hey, Tim, how you doing today?
Good, Jeff. How are you?
I'm doing great. Thanks for taking the time to join with us. First of all, let's start off. Can you just give us a short overview of TPD and what you folks are all about?
Yeah, sure. So transient protection design, we're going to be your whole home surge protection and voltage regulation. So whether it comes for power or data on the surge protection side, we're going to help you protect those pathways and or voltage regulation or voltage stabilization. So we can give you an upwards to 85 to 95% protection for a house. We're a very unique company that we can do this all with one brand.
That's pretty cool. Now, I know there's a lot of people out there that are in this field, in this market, and what would you say that really separates TPD to kind of make a unique solution out there?
Well, we're sort of the baseline. Our mission, as you can see, we have a catalog here that I'll start you to lead this through. Is our mission is to ensure that the best products are put in the best places. So it's not a magic one surge protector. It's a combination of these things. It's a combination of low voltage surge protection. It's a combination of bonding and grounding. It's more of a total system than any one unit. And this is where we can help a systems integrator easily pick these products and apply these solutions to their projects.
It's pretty cool, and I know that a lot of you're really in good company. I know Lutron recommends your products, things like that, which really speaks volumes. You're a very engineer driven company. Probably more engineering and less marketing, where it's really about the nuts and bolts and making sure things are protected here. Now, I'm looking at the table of contents here, and it looks like you have a solution for just about everything. If I'm an integrator, how would I go about specifying these solutions?
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I'm gonna quickly walk you through a catalog here, and then the web pages just to show you how easy this can be.
Great.
Okay, you first see a little bit of an overview here. We're going to stage surge protection, layer surge protection. We're going to make sure that your electronics are buried deep into the system so that they stay away from whether it's lightning or surges generated from other equipment. And by doing that, you sort of sit down at the beginning of a project and you sit there, and an integrator will sit at the beginning of a project and talk about risk mitigation, loss prevention. Have we implemented a power quality program? What have we done to limit our loss? What do we have to risk? And the foundation of a power quality program, as you see, we call this the power quality pyramid. The foundation of any system is of course proper bonding and grounding. All electricians are going to understand that that's number one. But you combine that with surge protection and power filtering for your breaker panels, and then your low voltage for the bonding and grounding. You're gonna take an enormous chunk of power quality. Give a project an enormous chunk of power quality for a very cost-effective solution. Now we're starting to offer a voltage regulation. This is going to help for fluctuations such as sags and swells, really protecting one piece of electronics from another. We can keep voltage at a perfect 120 volts. So as you can see here, this is a sample home. For an
Mhm.
integrator, there's multiple pathways to protect. There's the generator pathway, the utility pathway. There's lighting panels. There's all sorts of places to protect it. As you can see, the EV charger is in this system. It's going to kick a surge into this panel. Now, a typical whole home sample now or solution for most integrators, whole home surge protection. All integrators have some sort of network wire going somewhere. They have outdoor speaker pathways, outdoor camera pathways, satellite and cable. So these are very easy solutions. The next learning curve you'll come across is protecting breaker panels. 80% of the surges are generated internal to a home. The car charger, the appliances, refrigeration, they kick surges in to protect and damage one another. So even the appliances in the home, the car charger, your car, everything needs protected from one another, or they just all need to be protected. So you start to show these solutions. Of course, cable, satellite, and Starlink. Starlink needs to be surge protected. We have a unit for that. And as they come and go, the satellite companies are forgetting this. Outdoor cameras, wireless access points. Integrators have those on every project. Outdoor speaker pathways. Lighting systems. A lighting system should be protected. Even the network feed to a lighting system could be protected, because you don't want to get backdoored by a camera or someone leaving part of the system exposed. Pool equipment, gates, generators, and transfer switches. All locations that the different trades aren't always thinking about, that the integrator, can protect. HVAC equipment, they're kicking a ton of surges back into the equipment, back into the panel. Access control. So, between the catalog, or if I can simply show you here, if an integrator goes to the website, you have the products here on the first line. You have your solutions here in the second line. So they could pretty much go down through here, hit, say, generator and ATS, and they could see all the different applications once again listed. Everything's pretty much in order.
I'll tell you, this is great. The website's wonderful, by the way. Very easy to navigate. One of the things when I look at this is putting these systems into a client's home is certainly not inexpensive by any means. And one thing I always learned is, do it the right way and cry once, right? Instead of have to redo something because of a problem that happens down the road. Customers are not going to ask for these products. They're not going to say, gee, I really want to protect everything you're putting in here. It's really on the integrators to kind of create that call to action. And so do you find there's an effective strategy that, like, what's the best way to sell this stuff, basically, since people aren't going to be asking for it, yet it's really important?
Sure. I'll jump back over here to a drawing. The surge protection part of this should almost be included. The TPD should be on every project. It's such a small dollar value that the systems integrator will be able to troubleshoot the project much better. So in other words, if they offer their $5,000 or $10,000 surge protection package, it's inexpensive as that. If the customer does not want it, they can sign off on it. What we're saying is that if the surge protection doesn't work, you immediately know that you probably have a high voltage or a low voltage, some sort of voltage fluctuation that you have to deal with. So without the surge protection in on the project, the integrator is going to have a lot of trouble troubleshooting it. So they can simply quote all the parts and pieces. If say the end user does not want to go with landscape lighting protection, they want to chance it, they can do that. And then if they lose that piece in the future, the integrator can put it in. But to not show these solutions up front, I guess, is worse than showing them up front, and having the end user turning them down. So it's a very, if I answered that correctly, it's a very easy offering. And then the voltage regulation we have is something that they can, not to say upsell, but power is not perfect. And if they want to keep electronics at a perfect 120 volts, they're going to do that by the use of either a voltage regulator or a double conversion UPS. And this is now fair game for the whole house or part of the house.
That's excellent. I know in a lot of control systems, you can experience things like lockups. I know a lot of integrators actually have a timer that will reboot the system in the middle of the night just to ensure that it's always up and running. But I also know a lot of those lockups are caused from these irregularities in voltage going to these devices. When you turn on something like, an AC unit or something like that, and it has that big transient that pulls through the system, it can really affect sensitive electronics. So an AVR solution like your new products can be as simple as just covering the rack, correct?
Correct. So the surge protection is kind of like your shock absorber. Motor
Mm-hmm.
noise and things get on the AC lines. It affects everything. So the surge protection, I'm always going to tell you to use surge protection every time. But to keep that perfect sine wave, as you mentioned, there are solutions. I'm going to jump down to the bottom of this catalog here, where we can now, you can voltage regulate, start to either voltage regulate a 20 amp circuit, 120 volt. We have 240 volt for an amplifier. But as you mentioned, we can now either voltage regulate a lighting system. We have hardwire options. We could voltage regulate maybe a 50, 80, or 100 amp panel dedicated for just electronics. You can do it for specific pieces of equipment. If that wine cooler or that stove is affecting the rest of the house, HVAC equipment is affecting the rest of the house, you can do just the individual equipment. But as you mentioned, now we have options that we can voltage regulate maybe a 100 amp panel, feed the lighting
Mm-hmm.
system, the rack, and the home office, the video wall, or just the whole house. You can literally feed, say, the whole house, where you're getting your appliances, the lighting system, and then the refrigeration equipment. Basically, we can maintain voltage for part of the house or the whole house. And these are all options that can be very easily quoted now to the end users.
It's great. It's very flexible, where you can sharpshoot protection if you wanted to, or
Yes.
you can broadly cover everything, which is really great. Well,
We've taken it from the plug and play to the hardwire. So we could do anything 120 volt, 15 amp, up to 120, 240, 200 amp, and you can just use multiple 200 amp devices. There's no maintenance to these devices. They just run. There's no battery replacements. They just run, working 24/7.
that's great. Well, I think for integrators today, we're always looking for ways to not only add to the bottom line, but to offer better customer service.
Yep.
And you look at a line like TPD, it does both. If you can protect your customer's investment, you probably have to have, fewer tough conversations in the future. If something does happen and your system's protected, it makes a big difference. And it also adds to the bottom line. And like you were saying earlier, the system can be as specific or as grand as you really want it to be. So,
Yeah.
we're very fortunate to represent your line. And any integrators that are interested in more information on how to deploy or come up with that power plan, we're here to help. You reach out to us. Once you start with a product like TPD and you get used to it and designing it, it just becomes the way you go to market. And so we're very happy to help with that.
Yeah, it's very easy. If the integrators give me a call, that basically in about 10 minutes, I ask questions: service entrance, transfer switch, landscape lighting, outdoor pathways. I send them back a proposal. After one or two proposals, it's cut and paste. It's just copy and paste. They're just going. Yeah,
That's great. Well, I'd just like to thank you for your time, Tim. I don't know if there's anything else you wanted to add,
No,
but this has been very helpful.
Yeah, we did a good job. Thank you, Jeff. I like this. This was fun.